New this morning, San Antonio police say an argument between two neighbors led to both of them being hospitalized with life-threatening injuries after shooting at each other. Shooting happened in the 100 block of Mercedes near Frio City Road around 10 last night. According to police, neighbors said they didn't see the gunfight between the two men in their mid-40s to early 50s, but later went outside and saw them on the ground with several gunshot wounds to the chest, arms, and legs. The men were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Right now, it's unclear what led to the argument. This morning, Pfizer has begun the process that would make its COVID-19 vaccine available to children as young as 6 months old.
ABC's Faith Abube has a story.
This morning, the vaccine news millions of parents have been waiting for. The FDA now set to consider whether to make Pfizer's COVID shots available for kids 6 months to 4 years old. The drug maker arguing in its application for emergency use authorization that it's an urgent public health need for the 19 million children currently unable to get the shot.
We may see an emergency use authorization by the end of February or early March. So hopefully shots are into those little arms not that long after that.
If approved, eligible children under 5 would get 2 doses of the vaccine. Pfizer is still researching whether a third dose, given 2 months after the second jab, would offer more protection. According to reports, during Pfizer's trial, 2 to 4 year olds did not generate a strong enough immune response to the vaccine even after the second dose. FDA advisory panelist Dr. Paul Offit telling ABC News the committee's review of the drug will be thorough.
We're not going to approve this until we're comfortable that we would give it to our own children or our own grandchildren.
Just last week, 808,000 children tested positive for the virus. But as the overall U.S. rate of daily COVID cases drops below 100,000 for the first time in weeks, pediatric case numbers are also trending down. Still, health experts warn pediatric infections remain extremely high. In the hospitals, expectant mothers are also struggling with COVID infections. Doctors say 10 to 15% of pregnant patients delivering their babies here are COVID-19 positive. Diana Crouch spent 139 days in a hospital bed battling the virus while 18 weeks pregnant.
The last thing I remember was me telling him that I didn't want to be put on the ventilator and like I can die.
3 strokes, multiple seizures, and a heart attack later. Their doctor delivered the baby, who's now named after him.
When they told me, I was in tears.
Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
Well, that major winter storm expected to impact a large portion of the U.S., including right here in Texas. Heavy snow already falling in the Rockies and freezing rain as possible as far south as here in South Texas. Also expected to drop a lot of snow and ice on the Midwest. Winter storm watches and warnings covering a wide area of the country from El Paso through the Midwest to parts of the Northeast all the way up to Vermont. During the storm, some areas may see a mix of rain and freezing rain before it changes to snow. More than a foot of snow is forecast in some places. Airlines have already canceled more than 1,000 flights scheduled for today.
Former President Donald Trump's claims about the 2020 presidential election have sparked fresh urgency in Congress for changing the electoral count. Some lawmakers want to ensure that no one can undo a future presidential election. Senators are working to shore up the 135-year-old law that came close to unraveling on January 6th last year. At that time, the defeated president urged his followers to, quote, fight like hell over the election. He also pressured Vice President Mike Pence to ditch his ceremonial role, presiding over the session, and reject the results. Trump recently insisted that Pence could have, quote, overturned the election.
Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended for 2 weeks as co-host of The View because of what the head of ABC News calls her wrong and hurtful comments about Jews and the Holocaust. ABC News President Kim Godwin announced the decision last night, saying despite an apology by Goldberg, she wanted the host to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments, quote unquote. Goldberg apologized for saying the Holocaust was not about race during a discussion on Monday's The View. On Tuesday, she explained how she was educated that her comments on the show the day before were wrong. 437, about 53 degrees.